girls with self-respect.
Curl my hair with me to break up with my boyfriend. So yesterday I was over at his house and he was very... And so I went on his phone to add my friend on Snap because I didn't have my phone. We have a rule in our relationship where you can have girlfriends, but you can't make any new girlfriends. And I had just picked him up from a party and I see a video from this girl. And so I open the video and it's just like her like doing a peace sign with fireworks in the background. And I knew that like he didn't like her or anything. I went through their saved in chats, which I'm allowed to go through his phone, but he's always said I can't go through his camera roll. And I went through his saved in chats with this one girl and I saw a video of him vaping, which he told me he quit. That's a rule for me, like I'm not gonna be with someone that vapes or smokes or like does that type of stuff. So this may have been wrong of me to do, but since I was like, okay, he's already lying to me about stuff, like I need to go through his phone. So I do end up going through his camera roll and I'm scrolling and I see a picture of him laying down with two girls laying down on each side of his stomach, like right here, and him going like this. So I'm completely sober, but I wake him up and I'm like, you need to wake up and you need to sober up. So I'm giving him bread, I'm giving him water, and then I'm letting him sober up. But then I start crying, and so he's like, did I do something? And I was like, yeah, you did. But since I was crying, I like didn't want to talk about it till I was done. So he like was freaking out. So that day that he had that picture with those two girls, I knew that he was with two of these friends, and I'm not gonna say their names, but I was like, what did you do at that friend's house with those two girls? And he was like, what do you mean I didn't do anything? Like, I told you I went to the car when they got there. And I was like, okay, so we're lying. And I was like, did you touch them? And he was like, I dabbed them up, so yeah, I touched them. Don't mind the baby crying. But then I was like, so you didn't do more than dab them up? You didn't touch them any more than that? And he was like, no, I didn't. And I was like, do you promise? And he was like, Emma, I swear, like, what's going on? And so I gave him a chance to be honest, and since he wasn't, I got so upset. And so before I gave him his phone back, I had sent the photo to me on Snap, and so I was like, hey, can you open like me on Snap and text my phone? And he was like, sure, what do you want me to say? And so he went to the thing and he saw the picture. He was like, are you talking about this picture? And then he starts lying more, and he was like, I sent that picture to you because I wanted to be honest with you. And I was like, I sent that picture to myself. Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, oh, well, I don't know. And then he starts crying, like, begging me not to leave, saying that, like, he needs me and I'm the only one that he loves. Just so much bull. Keep in mind, guys, this is, like, the only guy I've ever loved. So it's, like, kind of hard to, like, end things. And so he was like, Emma, I will do anything for you to stay with me. I won't go out for the rest of the summer. I won't ever hang out with those two guys again, which one of them is his like bestest friend ever. He's like, I'm willing to ruin my relationship with my best friend for you. So he's telling me how he's willing to do like anything to have me not break up with him. And again, since like I really like him, I set a bunch of rules, like how I need his Snap password and he can't hang out with those two friends anymore, and that he like can't go out at night unless it's with a friend that I trust, and just a bunch of rules. And it sounds kind of controlling, but he did cheat, so I feel like it's fair. So of course I was still like really sad, but I set a bunch of rules and I was like, you have to do all this. And he was like, okay, like I'm completely fine with it. And so we were fine, and then today I was very upset about it again, and I saw that he had deleted the photo that I sent to myself. So this morning I was like, send that photo to me. And he was like, no, like it doesn't matter, like you're acting like I like hooked up with them. Which like, he said that he just took that photo because they like asked him to flick up, and he was just like, whatever, like he was drunk. But that's not an excuse. So I was still like upset with him this morning, but then now he's like upset with me, and I'm like, what did I do? Like, I didn't do anything wrong because he left me unopened. Like, with my chat, it just said me okay, me saying okay. And I was like, why are you leaving me unopened? I didn't do anything. And he was like, I don't want to have the conversation because I know how it's going to end. And I think he means in me breaking up with him. So I call him and I'm like, tell me, like, what's wrong? And he's like, I really don't want to talk about it. And I was like, we're going to talk about it. So I told him that I'm going to get ready and I'm going to go pick him up. And we're going to talk about it. And so I'm like 99% sure it's going to end up in us breaking up. But even though I'm going to be really sad, it's okay because I know that I deserve better. And I know that eventually I can find better, but I'm gonna focus on myself first. Okay, here's the final look. Keep in mind this is the same guy that constantly bought me flowers, complimented me all the time, basically did whatever I said and always tried to make me happy. So just keep in mind, don't trust guys like ever.
Wait, I have part two.
Okay, part two on how my boyfriend cheated on me. I just want to start off by saying we did break up. And if you haven't already watched like the first part, I would do that first, so it's less confusing. Okay, so I found the picture in his phone with the girls when he said that he was at his friend's house, right? I ended up finding out that that was actually one of the girls' houses and he stayed the night there. So a couple nights ago, I texted him and I was like, I need you to tell me that girl's last name, whose house that he stayed the night at. So he tells me her last name and I go to look her up on Instagram and I go to like her tagged and I see that one of my bestest friends went to prom with her. So I text my best friend and I'm like, hey, what do you know about this girl? Like, my boyfriend spent the night at her house and I just want to see like how is she. So my best friend was like, she's super sweet, like if he did anything she'll give it to you straight, she's a girl's girl, she won't lie to you, and all this. So I end up following her on Instagram and a couple minutes later she adds me on Snap. So I accept it and I text her, I'm like, hey, I have a question, and she's like, yeah, what's up? So I'm like, I just want to start off and say like I'm not mad at any girl, but this is what my boyfriend told me what happened and I'm just asking if there's like any more to the story or if he did anything with any girl. She was actually hanging out with the other girl that was there that night when I sent her the voice message. And so that girl is like on her phone sending me a voice message back and she's like, I'm not gonna lie, like he is lying to you, like big time. And she tells me everything that happened. So she was like, we did make out, and she also said how she gave him and he her. So I call my boyfriend and I'm like telling him everything that they told me. And he's like, bro, they're lying to you. Like, none of that happened, all this, all that. But this has happened before. Like, people have told me something before, but I ended up believing him in the end because he was just very convincing. But it's the fact that my best friend knew these girls. I knew that they weren't lying to me. So he won't stop denying it, and he actually starts getting mad at me, and he like is playing victim, getting really angry at me for not believing him. And I'm like, stop playing the victim, like I already know. And then his best friend texts me and is like, hey, what's wrong with like my boyfriend's name? And so I told him, I was like, I just caught him cheating, and he like played surprised at first, even though he was literally there. And I was like, I know that you know. The girls told me that you told them not to say anything. He was like, actually, I told them that you should know. So that was enough proof to show my boyfriend that even his best friend admits that he did do stuff. So I sent him a screenshot of his best friend saying that, and he immediately stops playing victim, and he's just like, okay. And he was like, give me my stuff back if you don't, like, you have it coming for you. Like, whatever that means. I really don't think he would have done anything. I think he was just angry that I found out. But I ended up calling him and, like, asking him just more about it and stuff. And I asked him if that was his first time. And so, of course, he lies and he was like, yeah, that was my first time cheating. Like, blah, blah, blah. So I asked his friend, I'm like, hey, be honest, how many times has he cheated on me? and he just sent like a sticker back. And so I knew it had to have been more than once. I already did have a feeling because we have broken up once before because these random girls like texted me and told me how he was cheating and stuff. But he ended up convincing me that they were lying. And then the girl that he did stuff with texted me again and was like, by the way, he also got from another girl, and she told me her name. And so I asked him about that, and he was like, I don't even know a girl named that. And then my boyfriend ends up admitting that he did kiss a girl, which she was one of the girls that told me he was cheating on me a couple months ago when we broke up. So she wasn't lying about that. But they also told me that he got head from a girl. And I was like, is that the girl that the other girl just told me about? He was like, no, they were lying about that. So eventually his friend was like, all right, I'll tell you what you want to know. Like, what do you want to know? So I asked him if it's true that he also got from that one girl. And he was like, yeah, we ran a 2-man. He was like, also, by the way, he would try to plan 2-mans all the time, apparently. And this whole time, like, I did not like this friend that is telling me all this right now, because my boyfriend always told me that he was the one trying to get him to cheat and stuff.
Guys, this is
But
so messed
that
up.
wasn't entirely true. So those are the 3 times that he like full on cheated that I know of. But I also know that him and that friend went on a 2-man another time, because my boyfriend just invited these girls over, but his best friend like wouldn't let them leave the room. So I don't think that they did anything, but he did invite them over. And he was just apparently unloyal throughout the whole relationship. It's just like kind of hard to like process right now, because he really didn't show many signs. The only signs that like I thought of him cheating was when those girls randomly told me. And he does lie a lot, but he was like a good boyfriend. Also, like that girl from a couple weeks ago when they did that stuff, she didn't know that he had a girlfriend. He told them that he was single. And she also told me that like he FaceTimed her like a couple nights after that, like every single night. And it's just like really hard right now because like he keeps saying how like he's really sorry and he regrets it a lot and he's sorry that he hurt me, and like just how he loves me so much and stuff. Like obviously that's just words, but like again, I did love him. So it's just like it's hard to hear that stuff. Before like I even posted the first story time, I tried blocking like everyone that I knew of from our school, but apparently some people are finding it that he knows. And so I need to go back and like make sure to block them just cuz I don't care if strangers know, cuz nobody knows his name or anything, but I don't want people that he knows knowing. He might
God
be
bless her, she
upset with me
seems
for
so
posting
sweet.
this. So like I'm sorry, but I don't know. I'm not that sorry because he did do all this. Okay, here's the final hair. I do just want to say, like, I do feel a lot better than I did a couple of days ago. And it's honestly just like I've been praying a lot for peace of mind and just peace in general. Also, for everyone that was asking in the last video, this is the Conier curling wand. Yeah.
How dare he do that?
Get ready with me to break up with my boyfriend of 4 years. In that sentence, it doesn't feel real. This has been one of the hardest decisions, and it's definitely going to be one of the hardest videos I ever make. I'm scared. I'm heartbroken. I'm confused. But I know it's time. I know it's past time. And I just hope someday he's able to see that this really was in both of our best interests. I've always known this day would come. I just never really knew when I would actually have the courage to do it. And today is that day. We met in college. We were dorm room neighbors. And at that time, it felt like right person, right time. Like everything was perfect. We had routine. It was comfortable. It was convenient. It made sense. I was so in love. Really thought, this is it. I'm never gonna have to date again. Like I found my person, found my soulmate. This is the one I'm gonna marry. But as we all know, things change. And that's our situation. I graduated college a year and a half ago. We moved out together, even though he was still in college, and was really super excited. You know, like, this is my first time out of school. I'm ready to kind of explore this life, travel, chase my dreams, getting to know myself. And somewhere in that process, I realized I was outgrowing the version of myself that existed in that relationship. It was honestly, like, so difficult. Felt myself almost having to shrink down to fit into the relationship. That's kind of when problems really started to happen. I've known in my gut that I was not in the right relationship for me for about 2 years now, but I loved him so much that I just kept thinking to myself, things will change. And I think when we hit that 4-year mark, hit it in April, I kind of did some deep reflecting. I've been like journaling about this because it's been something that's been on my mind for quite a while now. And I noticed some repeated patterns that I was just hoping and wishing would change, but they weren't changing. And another thing I feel like I should add, I don't want to change a person to like fit with me. Like, I want to find something that's just natural. We just got to a point where we didn't really see eye to eye anymore. I realized our goals for the future didn't really align. Just certain like things that are definite deal breakers for me. And I was hoping it would change, but that was wishful thinking. I think the part that makes all of this so hard is nothing catastrophic happened. Like, there wasn't any big explosive breakup moment, no cheating, none of that. And that's somehow even more difficult to walk away from. So I packed up 4 years of my life and moved last week. Told him that it was kind of just to find myself and like self-growth, which it totally was. But it was also to separate from the situation and give myself that clarity. Are you making the right decision? Almost immediately, I felt some sort of like peace. That distance gave me clarity that I needed. And I just had to sit down and admit to myself, this is not the love that I want to keep choosing. But moving away has been so hard. So we do like our nightly FaceTime calls. I almost felt like I had to like act like everything was all fine and dandy, even though it wasn't. And I've been holding it in. Feeling like I'm living a lie like that, honestly, broke me. As much as this breakup is going to hurt, I feel like I'm going to feel relieved. I don't have this weight on my chest anymore. It feels like my life's on pause until I get the thing done. Dragging it out is just hurting myself and him more. This is not fair to either of us. I need to do the hard thing that needs to be done. Loving someone and choosing someone are two very different things. You can love something while still realizing it is not good for you. It's just whether or not you choose to walk away. And now I'm choosing to walk away for both of our own goods. I know for a fact I'm the one that has to do it in order for it to be done, even though we both know that this has to happen. I just had to be honest with myself and realize we are not bringing out the best version of each other anymore. This is not really a healthy relationship anymore. Now I have to act. I am terrified to start over. I don't want to live a life out of fear. I want a deep love. I know some people might be wondering, like, why are you making a video about this whole thing? I need this for my coping process, all right? My boyfriend was very private and he kind of wanted me also to be private, which just isn't me. I'm very extroverted. I love talking and having fun, and I'm done pretending to be someone that I'm not. And I also know I am most definitely not the only person out there who's going through a situation like this and holding on to something that is slowly killing them. I'm truly, in my heart of hearts, doing what I feel is right. I can't apologize for that. I am really sad, and it's gonna be really hard to see him hurting, but I know in the long run, this will be for the best for both of us. And I already feel like a part of me that's been missing for so long is coming back. I have no idea what the future has in store. I am optimistic. I'm so proud of myself for sticking to my gut and finally having the courage to follow through. I'm just gonna get in there, do it, probably hug forever, and then that'll be it. Don't cry now, you've done so good. I'll keep you guys posted. Wish me luck. It's gonna be really difficult. Bye.
What kind of videos do you guys want to watch next?